Hi stamping friends, it's Angie here with Too Cool Stamping. We're doing take 2. So if you were just on with me, I had a little technical difficulty from this end. So I apologize, I wanted to just start again to see if we could get a clean video. So what I was saying was I was really excited about doing the class I'm going to do tonight. I put it together about 2 months ago, really. It was like the second week of February. But one of the products from the collection that I'm using, the All Together collection, was not available. And it's still not available. And unfortunately, we're getting close to the end of that exclusive collection promotion. It's just they're limited time items that are available with the All Together collection. And I wanted to make sure that you had a chance to purchase these items and get some cool ideas with it and be able to earn a class kit with it. So I'll show you all of the different parts and pieces, but I wanted to let you know up front that while there is going to be a class kit available, not all of the products are available. So the All Together collection it includes the Here Together stamp set, the dies that go with that, and then also the All Together designer series paper, which I love, and all of those things are exclusive to this promotion, which ends May 2nd. So that's a limited time. Those items will be gone when the next catalog is released on May 3rd. What is staying is the Naturals Tones Skin, what is it called? Natural Tones Stampin Blends markers, I think it's called. That is something that's going to be in the new catalog. And it has like all the different colors that you can use for skin tones. And I love it. Unfortunately, since the beginning of February, it was so popular. It like sold out almost immediately. So these markers are not going to be available during this class time, but you can get the kit and everything and get ready to go. And then as soon as those markers come in, which they're expected to come in the week of May 2nd, so as soon as they come in, then you can purchase that on an upcoming order. So I'm hoping that's what you'll do because you're going to love these markers. They're going to be so versatile for so many things, not just skin tones, but there's a lot of other things that you need different colors of neutrals for. And I think you're really going to enjoy that complete set. So again, those will be available, not currently available now, but they will be available around the week of May 2nd. And all of the other items in this collection, the stamps, the dies, and the papers, only available until May 2nd. So there's not an overlap there. So I've been waiting and waiting for these things to come back in, and they're just not going to come back in time. So we'll make do. As I tell my team members and tell my customers, we just have to get used to kind of pivoting a little bit and making do with whatever we can get our hands on and still keep being creative. Okay, so before we get started with our class, I did want to have a couple of reminders. We do have the last chance list that is out right now, all of the retiring items. Man, those stamp sets are going fast. I can't believe it. There, at last count, I think it was yesterday I looked, there was at least 64 stamp sets that were already sold out from the retiring list. So if there's anything that you want, if it's still available, I would get it right away. Most of the in-color refill inks are gone. I think the only one left was Cinnamon Cider. The in-color markers are gone. And I think when I last checked, there was one designer series paper, the hand-penned paper was gone. And that pretty much that was it. It was mostly stamp set. So there's a lot of designer series paper still available, a lot of retiring embellishments, a lot of good stuff that you're going to want to get. And don't forget to check out the full list. You can go to toocoolstamping.com and print out a PDF list of all of the supplies that are retiring. And some of those items are on sale as well. So get them at a discount. Now, I've had many people that are asking me already, are you going to do a paper share with the new catalog? Yes, of course I'm going to do that. So every time we have a new catalog, there's always awesome brand new papers, and I want you to be able to get your hands on those at a budget-friendly price. So I have a paper share. We fill up groups of 8, and we split all the papers up so everybody can get a 6x6 piece of all of the different new papers and see what you like, what you don't like, what you want to order full packs of, and what you're like, oh yeah, I thought that was good, but I didn't like that. So it gives you a way that you can make good purchasing decisions on future orders of what you like and dislike. And then also I've had lots of people ask me, I do an in color club every year, and I will be doing that again this year. And the in color club is a way that you can get, it's kind of like, it reminds me of a layaway plan. Maybe not all of you know about that, but I'm sure a lot of you do. It's a layaway plan for getting all of the in colors. If you order them all now, it's kind of a big expense, you know, just to get all of the markers and all of the designer series paper and all of the cardstock and all of the ink. You know, it can set you back a lot right up front. So my In Color Club is kind of a layaway plan. We have a 5-month club. Each month you'll get a different set. You'll get a set of products with one of the in colors, and then some supplies to make cards that go with that color. So I will be having all of that information for both the Paper Share and the In Color Club coming out. I can't give you a time yet because I don't know exactly when it's going to be, but it's going to be sometime in the next week or so. So look for that, stay tuned, and I'll have all of that. It won't come out on the same day because I don't want to overwhelm you with everything, but I will have that information available, and it'll be before the catalog goes live, so that you'll know, what is available and what you can sign up for before that catalog comes out, and you can, you start making your purchases with that. So anyway, look for that. Stay tuned. I will have that information. I am doing that again this year, so I'm excited to host that. We've done it for, I can't even tell you how many years we've done both of those things. So very popular with our customers. Okay, let's turn everything around and start showing you our cards for tonight. So hold on for 1 second. All right, flip it around, flip it around. All right, so as we normally do, we have a 5-card kit that's available with this class, and you can earn it for free when you just place an order with me. And it needs to be a $35 minimum order, and you need to use the host code for this week, and you can see that right here at the top of your screen, AMXEVCF6. So use that. You'll go to shop. You can go to toocoolstamping.com, click on the Shop Now link, and that'll take you to my online store. All right, let me show you what's in the All Together collection. As I mentioned, these are exclusive products. They're limited time only, and so now is the time to get them. They will be gone by May 2nd or earlier. It is a while supplies last thing. So if they sell out, then it's while supplies last. So I don't think that they'll sell out early since the markers have not been available. I doubt that they're having as many people order them as they had expected. But you just never know. You never know what's going to be low in inventory and sell out early. So don't wait if you like what you see. Okay, it starts out with the Here Together bundle and the stamp set. Some really cute imagery here, fun and trendy, and some really nice sentiments to go along with that. And then you also have a die set here that will cut out the different hands that you see. It has another heart, and then it has a couple of phrases, either "You matter" or "Here for you." And I just love when you have die cut words. You can use that as a focal point or in addition to a focal point. So that's a really fun addition to this die set. Now, my favorite part of this collection is the paper. I love black and white paper, and there are so many awesome patterns in this paper. So it's a 6x6 pack of paper. You're gonna get 48 sheets, 4 each of 12 different double-sided sheets. So you can see there's so many beautiful black and white designs that you can use for so many kinds of cards. I mean, it's really, black and white is so versatile. You can dress it up, you can dress it down, and you also have some different ones that you can color. We're gonna use a couple of these for our cards today, and we'll use this one as well. And then let me show you the backs. There's just a lot of these are smaller patterns. Some little hearts, polka dot hearts. Just really a nice selection that goes with anything. I just love black and white. And some rainbows, I love that. Okay, so that is the All Together Designer Series paper. And again, 48 sheets for each of 12 double-sided patterns. Okay, so then we also have these. Oh, and by the way, these are the ones that are exclusive, will be retiring while supplies last, May 2nd. Now, here is the Natural Tones Stampin Blends markers, and these are going to be staying. They'll be in the new catalog, but currently not available to order. So they are expected back the week of May 2nd. And so you won't be able to order to earn this kit, but if you would like, you can order on an upcoming order and maybe earn a future kit. So you can put that on your wish list if you like what you see here. Now let me tell you a little bit about these markers because they're a little bit different. If you have the Stampin' Blends markers, they're a little bit different than the ones that you're used to, simply because typically they come in a pack of 2 and there's a light color and a dark color in the same package. This is still packs of 2s, and I split them up. There's 5 different packs of 2s that you can purchase. There's the dark, there's the medium dark, the medium light, and then the light. And they're not really the same color, just a brighter or darker version of the same color. They're all different colors. And if you're used to like a Copic marker or a Prismacolor marker, those are often, or they are labeled with numbers instead of like a name like Stampin' Up! Normally does. These have numbers on them. So they start with the darkest marker is going to be with the lowest number. So this one is 100, and then it'll go up 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000. So the lightest color is 1,000. And then the other cool part is, just like all of the other Stampin' Blends, if you can't find the color exactly that you need with the Stampin' Blends that we have, you just mix 2 different colors together and you can come up with so many different colors that are perfect for skin tones and doing imagery with skin tones in it. And also, you know, with any other thing that has different brown tones, like you know, animal imagery, trees, anything that has browns in it, forestry, nature, all kinds of things that you can use these with. I just love these. I'm glad they're going to be a part of our collection in the catalog. Again, not available until the week of May 2nd. Hopefully those will be in then, and then you can purchase those. Okay, let's get started with our cards. Now, as I mentioned, I actually made this class. I designed it back in February. That's when the collection first came out. And this week has been a crazy week for me because I've been trying to get taxes done, as I'm sure many of you are doing taxes with your families. So I wanted to do something that I already had done, and this kind of fit the bill perfectly. I don't have 2 cool versions of everything, so don't be sad. It's kind of different this week. I don't have a second version, but these are not really the kind of cards that you really need a second version. You kind of get the gist with one version. So let me start with our first card, and we're going to start with Cinnamon Cider, and this is just a traditional card base, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Looks like I didn't bring my, I didn't think I brought my bone folder, but I found one. So this is going to be our base, and then I used one of the Designer Series papers, and it already has this imagery on it. So, and it's something that's, you have 2 up, so all you do is cut it in half at the 3-inch mark, and you can have 2 different cards. And I'm going to use the Stampin' Blends markers to start coloring these. And I'm just going to do a lot of different colors here, just to show you some of the different colors that you'll see. So this one is the 200. Again, the darker the color, the smaller the number. So it's number 200, and it's part of the dark color combination. Now, in fact, I think that the dark color, I think I saw that was still available, but it is low on inventory. So that is one. Let's mix it up a little bit. This one is going to be the 500. So it gives you an idea of the differences in color. And the other thing I like about it, like I mentioned, you can shade with another color, or you can just add a little bit of shading with the same color. So I'll show you what that means. Like with this color, if I wanted to just do a little bit of extra, you can kind of see where I've added some extra color right along the edge here, just to make it a little bit darker. So that gives it a little bit more of a dimensional look. Or if you wanted to try using a different color, you could do that as well. Let's pick a lighter one now. This one is the 800. Now normally I wouldn't do all of this coloring for you, but I just wanted you to see all, you know, and we're not even going to use all of the different ones. There's not enough hands here, but it gives you an idea of some of the differences, the variety that you can see there. How about this one? I already used 500, I think. Let's try 400. And again, I'm using the brush tip end. I like using that one because it allows me to layer on the color very quickly. You could use the other end, but I don't think it just takes a little bit longer to color. But you do need to be careful when you're using the brush tip end, as you know, if you push on it too hard, you could ruin the nib. So just use it kind of like a paintbrush and paint the color on. Now another thing you might notice as you're coloring on this paper, I noticed this with some of the lighter colors because of the alcohol in it. You can kind of see some of the lines. I don't know if you can see that, but you can kind of see some of the lines from the back coming through here. And all of that is because the alcohol hits the ink, and you can kind of, I don't know if it's the camera's breaking that up or not, but you can see the lines from the other side. As the alcohol dries, you won't be able to see those lines as well, so that it won't stay that way. It just looks kind of not so good when you're coloring. And then let's try the 100 here. So it doesn't take long to fill all the color in. And then one more. What's one that we haven't done yet? Have I done 300? I think I haven't done 300 yet. Yep, haven't done that one. All right. So now this is going to be our focal point. We're going to layer that, and it's a 5.5 piece, so it'll fit across the front here. We're going to layer that onto a piece of basic black, and this is 5.5 by 3.25. So just a hint of the black cardstock coming through there, and then we'll put that onto our card front. And I'm going to tie a little bit of the black and white gingham ribbon around the front here. I was so excited to see that the black and white gingham ribbon is going to be in the new catalog, so I get to play with it even more. I just love black and white. I never realized how much I love the black and white, but with paper and ribbon, it's just so versatile and really classy. Okay, I didn't cut those very evenly. a little bit better, but not much. There we go. All right, so let's make this go over here. Let's add a sentiment. And like I mentioned, there's really some nice sentiments in this stamp set. I already have a die cut here. This is from the Tasteful Labels dies, which is retiring. So that is a really great label set. If you like labels and you need some for your collection, that is a good one to get. So make sure you get that before it retires. I'm going to stamp every act of kindness changes the world. I love that. We're going to add a dimensional on the top and the bottom so that it'll go, we'll have the ribbon right between the two dimensionals. We'll put that right here. And then let's finish up with some rhinestones here. These are the champagne rhinestones. And I'm just going to add a couple. The champagne rhinestones go so well with that cinnamon cider. All right, so there is our first card. And if you get that free class kit, you're going to get all the parts and pieces that you need to create this card. You just need to add the Stampin' Blends, of course, and the Memento basic black ink, tuxedo black ink. I don't think I mentioned that's what I stamped that in. All right, that is our first card. Next up, we're starting with Crumb Cake, another neutral card. Same traditional card base, the 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. This one's going to be a vertical card, and I'm going to start by stamping some of the hearts from the stamp set. And I'm going to stamp it with the same color, Crumb Cake. And I'm just going to kind of do it right down the center and then off to the left side randomly. Like that. And then I'm going to stamp the sentiment in Early Espresso. And I'm going to use You Matter to Me. I'm just going to stamp that right down here at the bottom, like so. All right, let's work on the focal point. Now, just like the other paper that we just used, I also used this paper. Just cut it into quarters, and then I have a nice piece like this. I've already colored in one. So we'll color in the rest of them here. So I love that you can just mix and match colors to represent all of your friends. So pick whichever colors that you want. I'm not going to sit here and color them all like I did before. You don't need to watch me do all of that. I have this one already colored. So that one's ready to go. Again, that's a 3x3 piece. Just cut that designer series paper in quarters and use your Stampin' Blends. Then I'm going to add it to a piece of Early Espresso, and it's 3 1/8 inch square. And create a little layer for that. And then before we put that down on our card, and put it like that, and I'm going to put a little doily. This is the Heart and Home's doily pack. Let me show you what that looks like. The Heart and Home collection. These are super cute doilies. They come in cinnamon cider and basic gray, misty moonlight, and I think you get, I think it's 8 each. 3, 4, 5, It's either 8 or 10. I don't know if I've used some of these or not, but anyway, it's a cute pack. Goes perfectly with the Heart and Home Designer Series paper, but we're going to use it here and just have a little bit peeking out of the bottom. And I think I'm going to put it on the card rather than the back. So I'm going to just go like this. It's going to be about there, and then I'm going to set that right on top with some dimensionals. Pop it up a little bit. Okay, and put that on there. Now I also have a little die cut of Petal Pink, and this I use the dies that come with that. I'm going to pop that up as well. And you might even want to use a mini dimensional for that one. I think it would fit a little bit better. And then I have a piece here of linen thread that I have tied into a bow. And I'm going to use a glue dot for that. So I'm just going to stick it right on the glue dot. Pinch it a little bit to get that glue dot underneath the linen thread. And then add that to the heart. And then you might want to just, if you just tap it a few times, get that sticky off just by tapping it with your finger a few times. All right, so that is the second card. You matter to me. I love that. Okay, next we have a piece of Pool Party. Same traditional card base, 5.5 by 8.5, score at 4 1/4. This time we're using another piece of the Here or All Together Designer Series paper. I just cut it in half and then cut it into down to a 5.5 inch size, so it's 3 by 5.5. And I'm just going to put that across the card front, just with a little bit hanging down and more about an inch at the top. Next up, I'm going to make a little tag. This is a piece of real red. It's 2 by, you can make it whatever you want. I think I made it by 3 or maybe 2.5. I guess I could measure. It's 2 3/4. And I'm going to use our decorative, I can't remember what this is called. It's totally escaped me, but it's one of our tag topper punches. And I believe that it is retiring. So that fits right in there. I can't remember. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember the name, and I can't remember if it's retiring. I'm totally drawing a blank. Maybe someone can help me out. And so here is a little tag, and we're going to put that behind our focal point. I've already stamped my hands there, so let's color those in. And I will give you a hint. I try to mention it every time. On this basic white paper, it's a little bit different than our old Whisper White. You do need to let the Memento ink dry for, several minutes. As long as you can let it dry before you start coloring with the Stampin' Blends. I've just noticed that because of the finish of the paper, if it's not completely dry, those blends are going to pull that black in and make it a little bit of a blurry, it might have a little bit of bleeding happening, so your lines won't be completely crisp. So if you let it dry, that's going to really help that. So that's why I stamp that ahead of time. So stamp it, get on with, putting together the rest of your card, or move on to another card just to let it dry before you do your blending. So there is our hands. Since it's in a heart shape, I thought I would put some red fingernail polish. This is light real red. And then I'm just going to add this to the back of my card. So it's kind of peeking out here at the side. Whoops, hold on. I need to put the sentiment on there before I do that. Back it up, Bessie. Let's put love changes everything since we have a heart going on. We're gonna stamp with Memento ink. Whoops, oh man, look what I did. I hate that. All right, I'm gonna fix that later. I hate that. I'm gonna have to show you what it looks like afterwards. Don't you hate when you mess up like that? It just like, oh, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm mad at it. So let's pretend that this actually looks good. Did you like my little tantrum? I'm learning about tantrums with a 5-month-old or almost 5-month-old. She's starting to learn tantrums herself. All right, so this is going to go on your card like this, and it's going to be popped up with dimensionals. Can you tell that I need more sleep? I get a little bit punchy. So then I'm going to put this, just thread this through your tag and tie that into a beautiful bow. Forget that card. This is what it's going to look like when you have it stamped perfectly. You're going to have a nice real red die cut bow, or die cut heart, I mean, and then a bow over here through your tag popped up with dimensionals, and then I added the real red rhinestones to go with that. So you have 3 little pops of red. Well, 4 if you count the fingernail polish, right? So that's our 3rd card. Okay. The 4th card starts with a basic black, or basic white. I'm going off the rails, basic white. And you want to have the thick basic white if you're going to use that as a card base, because that's nice and sturdy. And then I have several pieces of designer series paper here. This one is 5 by half, or 5 by 1.5. Here's another one, 5 by 1.5. Now this is the same paper. All I did was add some real red light Stampin' Blends. So I just colored in just randomly the different hearts all the way through here and there and everywhere. I'm doing a really poor job of coloring in the lines, but you get the gist. Okay, then we're going to add that. It's like chicken pox on the back. They got those hands and there's. We're going to add that to a 5 1/8 by, let me give you the other measurement, 5 1/8 by 3 7/8 piece of real red. And I'll just finish coloring all my hearts in later. So add that to the top and bottom, and then I have another strip. And the only reason I did the top and bottom, normally I would just do a full piece, but since they're 6 by 6 pieces, I'm able to get more cards made out of one piece of paper. So this is a 5 by 1 inch strip of some coordinating black and white. And then we're going to add, of course, a gingham ribbon around that. Dress it up a little bit. And trim the edges, trim the ends. Now it looks like I made mine a little bit too loose. I'm going to have that clear over to the side. And because it's a little bit loose, I want it to tighten up just a bit. I'm just going to do a little cheat back here and say, you know what? Let me do a couple. And just kind of tighten it up back here. So I have just whatever left over is just stuck back there. Make it go the way you want it to go. All right, so there is our ribbon. I'm going to add that to the card front here. And then we'll work on our focal point. Lots of layers on this one. I cut a basic black scalloped contour die cut. I also have one of the other designer series paper patterns. This one is a 3 1/4 by 1 7/8, and I made it that crazy side so it fits right in the middle of this scalloped rectangle inside the faux stitching that happens with the, I don't know if you can see the faux stitching right along the edges here. I wanted to make sure that you could see all of that because that's a really nice detail. So I'm going to put that over the top, and I think I'm just going to add that directly to the card. You could pop that up if you wanted to, but then you're going to have 2 layers of pop-up if you do that. So I'm just going to add that directly to the card front with seal. You might even want to use Seal Plus since you have ribbon underneath it so it doesn't pop up. Sometimes in a humid climate it might pop up off of there since there's a little bit of ribbon. Okay, next up, I've already stamped and colored and die cut with the dies this cute little image, and we're going to pop that up onto the front here. I didn't want to bore you with my coloring throughout the whole video. I think you get the gist. So that's going to go right up here. And then we'll finish up with a sentiment. I have a little piece here. This is a 3/4 by 2 1/8. And we're going to use We'll Get Through This Together. Lots of supportive messages in this stamp set. Let's try it again. That one's a little crooked. There's always a second chance on the back. All right. Let's add a couple of dimensionals. And I'm kind of doing those in the center so that I can put them right over the hands. I have just a little bit of the scallops showing at the bottom. And then I'm going to finish up with a couple of real red rhinestones. And I'm just going to put those right here on the edge. Just a couple to dress it up just a little bit. I used Flirty Flamingo for the nail polish on this one. And there you go. There's your 4th card. So, so cute. One more card. And this one is super fast and easy. No stamping involved. So I have, again, a basic white thick card base. I have a 1 inch or 1.5 by 5.5 inch piece of the Altogether Designer Series paper. Again, just taking advantage of all those beautiful black and white imagery. Okay, I have to cut this off. You know I can't stand it hanging over the edge, so cut it flush. And then I have a 3 by 4 inch piece of Designer Series paper here from the Altogether. Whoops. I'm gonna layer that onto a 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 inch piece of basic black. Add some more of that black and white gingham tied in a double knot. We'll try to tie it a little bit tighter this time. It's a good thing I'm not doing bows because I can't even do knots today for some reason. There we go. And trim the edges off, the ends off. And let's pop that up with a bunch of dimensionals. want to make sure I have enough in the center so it doesn't droop in the center. We don't need a drooping card. So there is our background, and then we're just going to finish it off with one of the beautiful die cuts saying "Here for You." This is in Coastal Cabana, a really nice contrasting pop of color. We're just going to use a little bit of the Tombow liquid multi-purpose glue, and if you want to, you could do some sponging to lightly sponge on this glue. I'm just doing some dabs of it here and there. Nothing fancy, just really tiny dabs. And then we'll stick that on our card front. Like so. And you'll want to hold that in place for just a few seconds so that it all sticks down nicely. That liquid multi-purpose glue is really great. I know a lot of people use that instead of seal. I'd love to know if you use it instead of seal. A lot of people use that. I find that I get so messy with it, sometimes it gets all over my fingers, and then everything's sticking to my fingers. So I don't use it for everything, but I know a lot of people who just put together all of their card layers with that, because it really does have a nice, secure adhesion. All right, we're gonna finish up with, I have a little Melon Mambo die cut heart, and I'm gonna stamp on that if I can do it. I forgot to bring my chamois over here, so I'm just gonna work the ink off of that. Stamp with Melon Mambo. Haven't needed to use my chamois all night. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna hit that. Nope, I'm not gonna hit it. Anyway, on my card that I did, I stamped and then die cut. I'm just gonna give you the heart, and if you would rather, you know, have it die cut, then you'll have to use your own Melon Mambo. It's really kind of difficult to stamp that right onto the heart unless you're using a Stamparatus, and even with that, it's a little tricky. So let's just pretend, and we'll use the back side of that with another dimensional. Again, probably a mini dimensional would be better. And then we'll add that. Maybe dress it up a little bit with some Wink of Stella. That'd be fun. And then let's add a couple iridescent rhinestones. These rhinestones really pick up that pink color and the Coastal Cabana color. So we'll put a few of those just to add some sparkle. So there you go. Hopefully you can see that sparkly. Simple, no stamping, and just a really nice card that you can, you know, cheer someone up who might be having some tough times. All right, let's bring back all of the cards. You know what? I'm going to do a bonus project. I'm going to show you a bonus project because I happen to have it right here. I did all of these cards for my team back in February to show them some ideas. And I also, because it was a team meeting, I always give a little treat or some kind of a favor to go along with their kit. And so I'll show you what I did. I made a little diaper fold with some of the designer series paper. So this is perfect for a 6x6 designer series paper. And all you're gonna do is fold it in half diagonally, so corner to corner. Then you're gonna take the other corners, have the straight side down, take the other corners and just pull them over so that the top part is, you know, it's nice and level, it's parallel to the bottom, and the point goes to the other side. And then you'll want to burnish that down with your bone folder. Then you'll bring the other side up to match it, so it's going to be nice and flush and straight, parallel with the top and bottom. and point clear over as far as it'll go. Burnish that side down, and then just fold this point down and burnish. No adhesive. It just folds into place, kind of like cool origami, and it creates a little pocket. And then you can put a little treat in it. You can decorate it. I'll show you what I did with it. So here is what I did with some of the darker papers. And I wish I had a Ghirardelli chocolate to put in it. I actually went out and bought, I like to color coordinate my treats whenever possible. That's weird, I know, but there's some salted caramel Ghirardelli chocolates that have kind of the same, this is Bermuda Bay, it kind of has that same teal color, and they looked so cool inside of here. Of course, I ate all of my examples because it's been since February. You can't expect the chocolate to just sit here and me not eat it. But that is what I would suggest. Put a Ghirardelli chocolate in there, try to get it to match whatever occasion you're making these for. And then I just used the all together, or I guess it's here together stamp set, and the sentiments from that. I used rhinestones. I just colored those with Bermuda Bay Stampin Blends, and used the layering circles dies for the focal point. And also, when I gave it, I wrapped it up in the clear envelope. So you can just get our clear envelopes, take the tab off of it, fold it down, and it makes a nice little package. This is great if you have a little treat that you just need wrapped up so that your treat doesn't fall out of it when you're giving it. That way you can just, you know, throw it in their bag, or throw it, you know, have a bowl of them at a party, or you know, however you want it. But that's a nice way that you can package that up. Here's a couple of other ones that I did in different paper styles, so you can see some differences there. And then let me show you one last thing. Like I said, this is perfect for the Ghirardelli chocolate size. If you have something a little bit bigger, I have a bigger diaper style here. So let me show you how to do that one. It starts the same, where you just fold it in half, corner to corner, and on the diagonal. And then you have your flat edge at the bottom. This time, you're going to, I think you score, what did I do with my, here it is. You're gonna score 2 inches from the bottom across this. So you can put it in your simply scored like this, go over 2, and then come right down with your scoring blade. You could also use your Stampin' Trimmer for that. Make sure you're scoring and not cutting, but just give it a little score mark there. Then you're gonna take this corner and have the corner go flush with that score line. This corner goes flush with that score line. And then this corner drops down. So that's going to give you a wider pocket, so you can put in something a little bit bigger and still have the same kind of fold. So a couple different variations on how you can do that. All right, I wanted to just show you that because it was sitting right here and ready to go, so why not? That is not in your kit, by the way. That's just a little extra fun for today. Okay, let's put all the cards over here so you can see what you're getting in your kit. So you'll have all of the parts and pieces to create all of these different cards with your all together paper and the Here Together stamp sets. Remember, I give you everything that's already die cut. The only thing I'm not going to give you that's die cut, I don't do any die cuts if it's something that's stamped and then die cut, because it's against Stampin' Up! Policy for me to stamp something ahead of time, and it will be nearly impossible for you to stamp that on a die cut since it's a rubber cling stamp. So I'm just going to give you the cardstock for that. You'll need the dies. If you don't have the dies, you can just cut that out, you know, by hand, fussy cutting it. But other than that, you'll have all the die cuts, you'll have the hearts, the doilies, the ribbons and everything, the rhinestones, all the parts and pieces you need. You just add the stamps, inks, and adhesives, and that will be all that you need to make these really awesome cards. So If you need to order, you'll do that at toocoolstamping.com. Click on the Shop Now link. You'll need a $35 minimum order to earn that 5-card class kit, and make sure that you use that host code AMXEVCF6. That's going to get you this particular class. I have another card class going on right now till the end of today. That's the New Horizons. It has a different host code, so I like to make sure that I know which class you want. Also, I like to also remind people, if they have a $150 order or more, do not use the host code. When you use the host code, it won't allow you to earn Stampin' Rewards. And if you have a $150 order, that is the level that you can start to earn Stampin' Reward dollars that you can spend on your same order. You'll earn 10% back. So for $150, you'll have $15 that you can spend on that order on any additional thing that you would like. So don't use the host code. I will be able, most of the time I'm able to tell which kit that you want. And if I have a question, I'll just contact you and make sure that I have the right kit for you. All right. I hope that you've enjoyed this class. It's been a little out of the ordinary without the Too Cool versions, but you got an extra treat, you know, a demonstration at the end. So hopefully you like that. And yeah, I hope that you place an order so that you get that 5-card kit for free. Oh, let me give you the dates. So this will be good until next week, April 19th. And then the kit will mail out the following week. So I get a lot of questions about that. Why didn't my kit come with my order? It does not come with your order. It's exclusive to me. The order will come directly from Stampin' Up, and then the kit will come from me after the card class, the earning period closes. Then I order everything and prep everything, and so by the following week is when I send all of those kits out. Okay, if you have any questions, if you need a new catalog, you can just message me or go on my toocoolstamping.com website, and there's an email link there. You can email me. Let me know if you have any questions or need a catalog. I'll be mailing out the catalogs. If you're already on my mailing list, they're going out automatically, and they should be getting there within the next week or so, I would think. And if I don't already have you on my list, then I can get those out to you pretty quickly as well. I have them ready to go. I just need to send them out. All right, that's it for this week. Thanks so much for joining me. I really appreciate you spending some time with me, and I look forward to talking to you and showing you another awesome card class next week. Until then, this is Angie with Too Cool Stamping. Bye-bye.